For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter. A woman is dead following a collision in Otter Tail County. The Minnesota State Patrol responded to the scene of an accident near the city of Otter Tail at around 1:34 last Friday afternoon. According to officials, 27-year-old Michaela Ann Schicker of Fergus Falls was heading south on State Highway 78 near mile marker 36, and a boom truck was heading north when they collided. Schicker was initially reported as seriously injured, with officials declaring her deceased less than 2 hours after the accident. Officials also say that she was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. The driver of the boom truck, 23-year-old Henry Francis Gibbs of Battle Lake, suffered minor injuries and was not transported from the scene. The road was reportedly wet at the time of the collision. Schicker was the owner of Bev's Donuts in Battle Lake and the recently purchased Bev's Bakehouse in Wadena. A GoFundMe has been set up to raise money for her final expenses and the care of her 5 children. A former Rothsay City clerk and treasurer has been charged with stealing over $48,000 from the city and its residents. According to court documents, 37-year-old Lisa Marie Zimmerman has been accused of taking utility payments and not depositing the full cash amounts into the city's accounts. Investigators found that between February 2020 and August 2022, there were 181 instances where utility payments were recorded, but no check numbers were entered or cash deposited. These payments totaled over $38,000. Zimmerman is also accused of issuing a $3,000 check from the city's general fund, cashing it and deleting the check from records, as well as collecting fundraiser money for a local resident fighting cancer, but never sending the money to the resident and instead depositing the donations into her own account. When speaking with Wilkin County deputies, Zimmerman was adamant that she did not take money from the city or from the cancer benefit, but she could not provide any explanations for the missing funds. She has been charged with 10 counts of felony theft. She made her first court appearance on December 2nd and is set to return to court on January 14th. Otter Tail Power Company plans to add 2 solar facilities to its energy generation fleet to meet customers' future energy needs. On December 9th, the company requested Minnesota Public Utilities Commission determination that the costs associated with Solway Solar and Abercrombie Solar are eligible for cost recovery. Otter Tail Power President Tim Rogelstad said, quote, "These economic solar facilities fit the requirements of our recently approved Minnesota Integrated Resource Plan. Combined with our existing low-cost generation resources, they'll help us continue to provide cost-effective, reliable electricity to our customers," end quote. Solway Solar is a 50-megawatt solar generation facility the company plans to build in Lamers Township near Solway. Depending on the timing of project approvals, Otter Tail Power anticipates Solway Solar to be fully operational in 2026. Abercrombie Solar, currently known as the Flicker Tail Solar Project, is a 295-megawatt solar generation facility under the development in Abercrombie Township northwest of Wahpeton. Otter Tail Power has signed an agreement with Flickertail Solar Project LLC to buy the development assets with the intention to build the project once permits and regulatory approvals are received and other contractual requirements are met. Rogelstad expects that 57% of the company's energy generation will come from renewable resources by 2030. Last Friday, the American Civil Liberties Union of Minnesota and pro bono co-counsel Norton Rose Fulbright filed a federal lawsuit against the Otter Tail County Detention Facility and multiple individual officials on behalf of former inmate Ramsey Kettle. According to court documents, Kettle claims that multiple corrections officers, including 2 acting sergeants, withheld food, water, opportunities to shower or exercise for almost 52 hours while he was being held in a cell covered in his own fecal matter. The lawsuit also claims that the acting jail administrator directed the officers to withhold the meals as a punishment and leave the cell covered in biohazard. Kettle is suing for punitive and exemplary damages, as well as attorney's fees and costs. When reached out to for a statement, a representative for the Otter Tail County said the county cannot comment on pending litigation. A Breckenridge man is injured following a single-vehicle car crash in Wilkin County. The Minnesota State Patrol responded to the scene north of Kent at around 9:34 Thursday evening. According to officials, the vehicle was heading south on Highway 75 when it hit the bridge barrier north of County Highway 24. 28-year-old Spencer Jerome Sikorsky of Breckenridge suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to St. Francis Medical Center for treatment. Alcohol was not a factor in the accident. The Minnesota Public Utilities Commission is granting a permit for a carbon capture pipeline in Otter Tail and Wilkin counties. The PUC voted unanimously Thursday to grant the permit to Summit Carbon Solutions, allowing the company to build a portion of a planned 2,500-mile pipeline network across 5 states. The Minnesota segment would run 28 miles from an ethanol plant in Fergus Falls to the North Dakota border. It would consist of 4.5-inch diameter pipe sunk 54 inches underground. The company estimates construction could start as early as 2026, but construction can't start until the project moves ahead in North Dakota. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter. For KBRFradio.com news, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in every Friday at 12:30 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Get more news at KBRFradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.